Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Our topic today is a global challenge of epic proportions: climate change, change. This is a crisis that's having widespread effects on our ecosystems, communities, and the lives of our future generations. The impacts are felt from the ice caps in the polar regions to the lush rainforests, and from the tiniest organisms to the largest beasts. No life form remains unaffected. It's not about rising temperatures or melting glaciers, but a fundamental shift the fabric of life as we understand it. Amidst these alterations, where do we fit in? More importantly, where do we stand as Muslims? Today, we delve into our moral obligations, ethical values, practical actions in response to climate change, all within the framework of Islamic ethics. Explore everything from Quranic teachings and prophetic traditions to contemporary Islamic jurisprudence to see how Islam guides us in addressing this significant challenge. As we embark on this enlightening journey, discover how our faith provides us with the guidance needed to face this immense challenge. Before we end, please remember to subscribe to Quest to stay updated on more enlightening discussions like this. The Holy Quran, the Word of Allah, provides us with a framework to understand our role towards the earth. It reminds us of our duty as stewards or Khalifa and trustees or Amanah of this planet. In Surah Al-Baqarah, for instance, Allah states that He has made humankind a trustee on earth. This trusteeship implies a responsibility to protect and nurture the environment, not exploit it. Similarly, in Surah Al-An'am, Allah calls upon us to observe the changes in the winds and the clouds, urging us to reflect on the wonders and the balance of nature. These verses, among others, underscore the profound respect and reverence we should hold for the earth and its myriad of life forms. They call for a conscientious approach to our interactions with the environment, urging us to lead lives of balance and moderation. Indeed, the Quran lays a strong foundation for us to tackle environmental challenges. The life of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, provides us with practical examples of sustainable living. He lived a life of moderation, conscious of the resources he used and the waste he produced. His teachings, known as hadiths, are filled with advice on maintaining ecological balance. For instance, he taught us to conserve water even if we were at a flowing river. He also encouraged the planting of trees and the cultivation of gardens, emphasizing the importance of green spaces for human and environmental well-being. One hadith even states that if a Muslim plants a tree or sows seeds, and then a bird or a person or an animal eats from it, it is regarded as a charitable gift, sadaqah, for him. His life and teachings, therefore, embody a profound respect for nature, advocating for the protection of natural resources and the prevention of waste. The Sunnah provides us with a practical roadmap to lead an environmentally conscious life. Justice is a cornerstone of Islamic teachings. It is no different when it comes to climate change. An ethical imperative exists within Islamic perspectives to address the disproportionate impacts of climate change on vulnerable communities and future generations. You see, the effects of climate change are not evenly distributed. Those who contribute least to the problem often bear the brunt of its consequences. This is where principles of equity and solidarity come into play. From an Islamic standpoint, these principles call for an equitable distribution of resources and collective action to alleviate suffering. They remind us that we are all in this together. Additionally, the concept of intergenerational responsibility compels us to consider the long-term impacts of our actions today on the generations yet to come. It's about leaving a sustainable world for our children and grandchildren. Justice demands that we address climate change with urgency and equity. It is not enough to understand the problem. Islam urges us to act. Now let's talk about how we can put our faith into action. Across the globe, Muslim communities are stepping up with practical responses to climate change, embodying the principles of Islamic environmental ethics. In countries like Morocco and Jordan, for instance, we see significant strides towards renewable energy. Solar and wind power projects are not just reducing carbon emissions, but also creating jobs, stimulating economies and fostering sustainable development. Then there are initiatives like the Green Pilgrimage, which encourages Muslims undertaking the Hajj to minimize their environmental impact. This can be as simple as reducing waste using public transport, or choosing accommodations with sustainable practices. And let's not forget the countless Muslim farmers, fishermen, and everyday citizens practicing sustainable living. They are planting trees, conserving water, reducing waste, and cultivating a lifestyle that is in harmony with nature. These actions, both large and small, show us that our faith can guide us in the face of climate change. They remind us of our duty as stewards of the earth, a duty that calls for both individual and collective efforts to build resilience and adapt to our changing environment. Remember, in this journey towards climate resilience, every action counts. Whether it's switching to renewable energy, planting a tree, or reducing your waste, you are contributing to a solution. Action is the best manifestation of our faith and understanding. Climate change is a shared challenge. It requires shared efforts. As we navigate the complexities of this global crisis, it becomes clear that the path forward must be paved with collaboration and inclusivity. The dialogue we engage in, the partnerships we form, and the actions we take together are integral to our collective success. Interfaith dialogue and collaboration are particularly crucial in this context. Just as diverse ecosystems are more resilient, so too are diverse partnerships. Each faith tradition brings unique insights, values, and resources to the table, enriching our collective understanding and response to climate change. Muslims, for instance, can draw from their rich heritage of environmental stewardship and social justice, bringing these perspectives into interfaith discussions. They can share insights from Quranic teachings and prophetic traditions, fostering a deeper understanding of the Islamic ethos of environmental responsibility. But it's not just about sharing, it's also about listening and learning. Engaging with people of other faiths presents opportunities for Muslims to learn from the wisdom of other traditions, to be inspired by their initiatives, and to forge alliances for collective action. Whether it's advocating for climate-friendly policies, spearheading sustainable development projects, or raising awareness about environmental justice, the opportunities for collaboration are vast and varied. It's about coming together, regardless of our faith backgrounds, to champion a cause that affects us all. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create a sustainable world.